Howdy, folks. I can't wait. We're about to get hammered by storms, of course, on Saturday. Hey, Lynette, we got them last night. I went to bed yesterday. Oh my God, it was so hot and muggy and gross. And I had a headache and it wouldn't go away. And I went to bed and I woke up and there was no headaches, but we had thunder boomers overnight and lots of rain. And now my headache's gone, but it's cold. I have mine mostly done because I'm cheating. Kel, I will see you after school. Hey, Chris. Okie dokie pokies. Today we are doing the 5x7 Corona Summer Zip Bag. Yay. All right, so the pattern has been up on the website for a couple of days now. What are we going to need? Man, is it just me or is this the morningest morning ever? I woke up and it was cold and it was dark and it was wet and I was groggy and I did not want to get out of bed. All right, so obviously you're going to need the pattern. I always print my stitch order sheet so that I know what I'm doing. And for those who've never done one of my bags before, steps 1 through 5 are bag assembly steps. On this one, 6 through 18 are color stops for design. And then 19 through 23 are going to be more bag assembly. So what are we going to need? Well, we're going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 different colors of thread. We are going to need our 5x7 hoop and some medium weight cutaway. And we are going to hoop that bad boy up. And conversation came up the other day. Medium weight stabilizer. Medium weight cutaway is usually 2.5 ounces. And what does that mean? That means that 1 square yard of stabilizer will weigh approximately 2.5 ounces. It's both a weight and a density measurement. Heavy weight is usually about 3 ounces. And you can get lightweight all the way up to like half an ounce, but usually 1 or 1.5 is the standard for lightweight stabilizer. All right, so we've got our stabilizer hoop. And what else are we going to need? We are going to need a zipper. Since this is a 7-inch bag, I advise about a 9-inch zipper. I went overboard and I'm using a 11-inch zipper. You will need either a D-ring or a lobster claw. I like lobster claws so that I can do the little wristlet thingy. You will need 3 inches of ribbon. You will need a piece of ollie fun, about 6 by 8 inches if you want to do that half lining that I do on the inside, so that when somebody's using the bag, their hand's not rubbing all over the raw embroidery. You will need 1 piece of vinyl for the back that is 6 by 8, 1 piece of vinyl for the front, which is 1 by 8, and another that is about 5 by 8. And yes, I am using 2 different vinyls. The vinyl that I used for this bag, I was going to change it up and go, oh, let's do a different color bag, but I really like the color changing, summer sky blue, but I'm running out of it. So I'm using that funky, expensive color changing summer sky blue on the front, but on the back I'm using just plain pastel blue marine vinyl. Are you using number 3 zips? Yes, that is a number 3 zip. You can also use number 5 zips. Don't use zipper tape. Zipper tape was evil. I hate zipper tape. I just found that out on the Scooby-Doo bags. I'm kidding. You can use zipper tape if you're better than me at getting the stupid zipper head to go in. Okay. Good morning. Sun is finally shining. I don't have sun. Laura, stop rubbing it in. I've got thunderstorms and wet and cold and rainy and gross. Blech. Okay, so I've got my pattern loaded. Step 1 is die lines for placement. So I'm going to load up my hoop and drop my foot, and away we go. Now, for the 5x7 bags, you get 3 different places for attachment. You can either attach for the side, and for 5x7s, that's what I like to do, because My personal opinion is that if you do a crossbody strap or an over the body strap from here to here, this is kind of a dinky sized bag for wearing as a purse. So I usually use the 5x7s as wristlets. All right, that's going to give me all kinds of die lines. And like I said, if you want to make this a crossbody, you totally can. That is what those two attachments at the top are for. But I like my 5x7s to be wristlets. So that's what that is for. I am going to take my ribby ribbon and I'm going to pass it through my lobster claw. And I'm going to even up my raw edges. And I'm going to take some tapey tape. And I know you guys tune in just to hear me say ribby ribbon and tapey tape. And snippy snip your zipper zip. All right, and we are going to go about 1/4 of an inch past that die line. And then because we don't like floppy metal bits, we are going to tape my lobster claw up and out of the way. All right, and it's humid as heck and windy here. Probably getting a major drop in temp sometime in the next day or two. Well, Cal, I think you are east of me, so the crap that hit here last night will be there tonight for you. All right, so I'm going to load it back into our machine. And we are going to drop our presser foot, and we are going to go, baby, go. Which bag is this? This is Corona Summer. This is, here, I'll leave it right here so you guys can see. It's the $3 bag. It's the first bag listed on the new editions. 5x7, yeah, but I don't have a kiddo-sized body. So it would kind of look like, you know, tiny little purse dog on a big giant biker. I'm kind of a tall, stout girl. Okie dokie, so we've got those tacked down. And I'm going to take that up. And as usual, I am going to cut these long jumps so they don't accidentally get hooked up over my presser foot. I'm going to take up this piece of tape and I'm going to put it back in the machine and I'm going to run color stop 3, which gives me all my die lines for vinyl placement and zipper placement. And guys, for steps 1 through 4, you don't have to worry about colors. You can use whatever color because they're all hidden. Wait, you are tall and stout. I am 5'8", Susan, and I am slowly getting down to my goal weight. We won't talk about how far I have yet to go. Where do you get your lobster claws? The iridescent ones I got from Jane Jones at New Moon Stitches. Is the vinyl the MPB? No, that's not Mike Punk Broderie. That's Shimmering Sands from New Moons. Arg. Okie dokie pokies. So, you will see that we've got this space right here that is 1 inch. 1 inch wide. Most zipper tape, except for the zipper by the foot that you cut yourself and put your own stupid zipper tacks on. Most of it is 1 inch wide. So we are going to take our zipper and we are going to get that out of the way. Sorry guys, I got to move that. I need space. We are going to line up our zipper tape so that it is directly between this line right here and this line right here. Okay? Those are die lines or placement lines. And then once we've got, I do it one end at a time. Once we've got that lined up down there, I'm going to put a piece of tape and I'm going to hold it in place. And you can be extra paranoid and tape the top and bottom too. I don't ever do that unless the zipper has been stuffed in a bag and it's all wavy and bent and everything. Usually I just do a left and a right tape to hold it in place. Come here. Go where I want you to go, not where you want to go. I apologize if you accidentally get some of my head in the shot. I am not always on camera as I'm trying to do this. I am, however, wearing my glasses, so we're starting there. And now we put it back in and we tack that zippy zip down. And I had to grab the one hoop that was deciding that it wanted to be today. Now, starting with stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and change my threads now. Starting with number 5, you kind of want to keep an eye out. 5 is this is number 4 to tack down the zipper. Number 5 tacks down the vinyl. You want to match your top thread to your vinyl color. Let's see, where do you get, I used to be 5'8", now you're 5'5", 94. Wow, Amy, I could fit you in my purse. And that's not a joke. Ray always gives me a hard time about the size of my purses. Kel, you're built. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall over. Okay, so we've got our zippy zip. We got our zippy zip down. Let's go ahead and get our vinyl down. So, I'm going to tear up these 2 pieces of tape, but I'm not going to throw them out because I'm going to be using them here in a minute. So the key on these is making sure that you have nice, perfect, straight cuts on the bottom of the top vinyl so that it gets bucked right up against those teeth. It lays right nice and flat. And we're going to try and conserve tape here. And then on the bottom one, you want the top edge super straight. And you just buck it right up against those teeth. Now, when you're putting your tape down to hold these 2 little... Oh, I remembered one thing. This vinyl, while super cool, has a tendency to bubble up. So I'm going to throw just a quick squirt. Ray, don't look. Don't watch. I'm going to throw a quick squirt of 505 down on this thing so that this bottom vinyl doesn't bubble up. Now I'm going to make sure that my vinyl is covering my entire die line. And I'm going to tape it at the left and the right, just to hold it a little bit in place. This is not going to be something super fantastico adventuresome. This is just to keep it, stay right there for just a second while the needle punches you 1,000 times. Okay, there we go. So we are starting step 5. Your thread should match your vinyl. Ray would say, put down the sticky. I know she would. That's why I'm glad she's off having her coffee or something and not watching the things we're going to do while Ray's not looking. Haha. All right, so we're going to put it back in the machine and we are going to tack down that vinyl. Yana, you are not lying. She is. She every time she comes over here, she comes in the studio and hides my 505. She hates that stuff. I like it. And honestly, my hoops do not look that bad. She's just all fussy. This stuff. Amy, I'm not even sure how to process all that information. Okay guys, right now we don't even have to take anything out of the hoop. We are going to do our first design color stop. So we are going to take the light blue and hold it for bag assembly at the end. And our next color stop is a light medium brown. And that's going to do part of the palm tree trunks. So we are going to load that up. And away we go. By the way, your workhorse today is Betty. I put Cora in the corner for a timeout. Would a glue stick work? Yes. Ellen, a glue stick works awesome. How many embroidery machines do you have? I only use 5 at a time, but I have 6. I have 3 770s, Betty, Cora, and Maggie. Only Betty and Cora or Maggie and either Betty or Cora are ever out at once. I always have a 770 in reserve in case something happens. I've got a PR 650 6 needle. Her name is Athena. And then I have 2 10 needles, Hestia and Diana. They are both PR 1000Es. All my multi-needles I have bought used off of either Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or something like that. Because for what I do, I don't do production. So, and I'm mechanically inclined and Scott's an engineer. So anything that's wrong with them, it only takes us 2 or 3 days to get them up and working. And the most expensive machine in here is one of the PRs, which we got for $6,500. The woman thought it was broke. And all it took was about 20 minutes and $8 in parts. Okay, so is the dark part of our tree chunks. And we do have some jumps, but they're all nice and long. So they will be easy to snip off. And now we are going to change to, you can call it khaki, or you can call it dark tan, or you can call it very light brown. But that is going to finish up our tree trunks. This is color stop 7. Color stop 7. Some of these initial color stops are really short and quick. See? Super quick. I'm going to pop that up and we are going to cut our jumps. And now we're going to move to palm leaves. Can you move your camera up a little bit to like higher or closer to the machine? What do you need, Pam? Like that. All right, so Get rid of our light brown. And our first is an emerald green. Closer to the machine. Well, the problem with that is, sweetie, is every time I do something in the hoop, I'm going to have to move the camera, and I don't want to give anybody vertigo. Okay, we're going to need to cut some jumps. And look, there's only one jump. Yay. And now we're going to do a lighter green for some palm leaf definition. Hey Lorraine, no, this was just for the Facebook Live. I guess if people want it bigger, I can make it bigger. I'll ask in the group and see if people want larger sizes. This is just kind of a quickie joke one, but I guess I could make it bigger. How many people want it bigger? What's the angry face for? I didn't kick your puppy. Well, there's at least 2 people who want it bigger. Three. We're making the Corona Summer Zip Bag 5x7, Grace. Hi, Ray. We were talking about you this morning. I can't remember the dimensions on the Serena, but just the design elements on this one are 6 1/4 by 3 3/4. You have waffles, Valerie? Now I have the angry face. I don't have waffles. Oh, Debbie, Jack and I have been friends since high school. Back when I had absolutely no taste. Yeah, my friend Kim, who is in the group and an embroiderer, can tell you some stories about Jack and I. I'm glad she's not here right now because the feed would turn into nothing but horribly embarrassing stories about how I am the queen of ants. Would you people stop talking about waffles? I'm gonna beat somebody. That's it. Everybody who had or is having waffles today is no longer my friend. Stupid diet. Yes, Donna, Queen of Ants. It is not one of my prouder moments in the world. All right, Ellen, I'm no longer friends with you either. All you waffle-having people. Oh, now cinnamon rolls? People, really, you just don't love me anymore. Okay, so we have finished up our palm fronds. If I make a waffle bag, I'm going to call it the I Hate Everybody bag. All right, now we need to do some sand. So, sand color. I had one egg omelet, and I use the term omelet loosely, and some orange juice. And there's the sand. Ugh. Alright, Yane says we need a taco bag. And y'all, why are you coming up with these food things while I'm on a diet? Taco bag, waffle bag. What, you want a donut bag too? Bacon bag? I am not doing a bacon bag. Oi! Alright, so we're done with our sand. And we have no jumps to cut, so why did I take the hoop out? No, I'm not conditioned at all. Not even a little bit. Our next color will be white. And it's going to be a while on the white because we're going to do Rolo TP and parts of the Corona bottle. Get to Gesundheit. What is a get to? Gatox? Gatix? Lucy, I have no idea what that is. Is that a Canadian thing? Gâteau. I don't know what a gâteau is. Gesundheit? God bless you. Alright, I will have a black forest chocolate sponge cake with... What is it with you and food this morning, people? Do I have to say it again? I'm on a diet. I'm dying here, and you're giving me waffles and tacos and donuts and gâteau. Good Lord. It's like you don't love me anymore. Yana, you're right. That is very cool. Do you know the last time I had waffles or donuts or cake or tacos? I'm going to sit over here and cry. Big Brother, $7.70. Okay, my quinoa is pretty good. So I have lost 23 pounds since January 17th. Yane, shut up. Cupcakes, stop. There is a Cthulhu bag. It's one of my very early bags, and the directions are for raw edge. Oh! What you got for me? Oh, I got wrapped around, my thread got wrapped around and snapped. So we're going to have to back this up. And then we're going to rethread. My thread got wrapped around. It's in the wrong position. It caught. And there we go. Where do you get your tape? Mine will never stay down like that. It's just blue painter's tape from Lowe's. Oh my God, what, Yane? Oh, Yanni, you don't have a Lowe's. Mine's just, it's blue painter's tape by 3M. I don't know what the home improvement store in Norway. You're so happy right now. Why are you happy? Oh, you didn't know that there was a cutie Cthulhu bag? Yeah, that's been up there forever. It's like 3 or 4 year old pattern. Linda, you need me to slow down? I hate all of you. I hope you know I'm sitting here and my stomach is now growling because you people couldn't stop talking about food. Valerie, I'm glad that your nephew liked the Godzilla and King Kong samplers. Hey, Jackie. No, don't apologize. I'm glad you got some sleep. the boat go when he's sick? Ah. The dock tour. Cal, I probably need to PM you when I'm designing because that's a great idea. I'm also very, very hungry right now. God, I hate you all. It's like 5 pages long, but like 3 pages of it is all vegetable stuff. Like asparagus and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. Yana, you are absolutely correct. The list of what I can eat is incredibly short compared to the amount of food that's out there. For instance, high-starch foods like rices and potatoes, and keep in mind I'm Irish, are not allowed. And I'm so craving potatoes. I want my potatoes. I'm Irish, good God. And then there's things like, you know, chicken and fish, lots of chicken. Very little beef, and when I'm allowed to have beef, it's like teeny tiny, oh, here, have the taste of beef, but not actually have the beef. Turkey's okay. Turkey's allowed. Alright, I got some jumps to cut. a lot. And they're those nice long jumps that make it all kind of easy. Okay. And now after, ooh, how did I miss that? Ooh, and I don't like that one either. Look at me be picky. I am being very picky. But potatoes are so... Actually, if you take Brussels sprouts and you chop them like in half and then throw them in a Ziploc bag with some virgin olive oil and cracked sea salt or kosher salt and shake them up, then put them on a baking pan and bake them at like 350 for 45 minutes, or is it 345 for 50? I think it's 350 for 45 minutes. They come out tasting like potato, I mean, not a lot like potato chips, but kind of like potato chips. All right, so that was the white. Now we're gonna do some medium gray. And this is gonna be a super quick stitch. This is just a couple of detail lines for depth and shading purposes. Okie dokie, see, that was no time at all. No, boiled Brussels sprouts are evil. Boiled Brussels sprouts are awful. I'm gonna clip my snip my jump stitches. And yes, I do that between every color stop because I'm that person. And now we need a dark peach. And that's gonna be a quick stitch too. Dark peach. Come here. Oh my God, that's so quick. Why did I take that out? There's nothing, it's one, arg. Yes, I am like Pavlovian trained. Okay, and now we've got a nice little blushy pink to do some cheeks. Because my toilet paper roll has been out in the sun and didn't put the zinc oxide on. And you would think, as iris pale and white as my toilet paper roll is, he would know. You have to put on zinc when you're out in the sun. Okay, now I do have to take it out because there's a jump stitch between his two little cheeks. Not those cheeks, the other ones. All right, and now we are going to do a royal dark navy. Right? Yes. There we go. Yellow, black, white, blue. Ah. Yes, Jackie, I went and pillaged one of my old classroom jokes sets. These are really awful, I know that. But I'm okay with that. Oh, hey, I just remembered. I don't have to take the hoop out. Hee hee. That was just one object. So, yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4 objects. Yellow is going to go on a while, guys. Yellow is going to go on a while. I think I may have to buy some of that vinyl. It's so pretty. Well, that's not a good sound. What seems to be the problem? All right, so, well, we snapped a thread. Bobbin thread looks okay, although it is getting low. And since I'm already in here, let's not run out in the middle of the stitch. Let's trace the path back and see what happened. Ew. Weak spot in the thread, maybe? Not sure. But we are going to put the bobbin back in correctly. We're going to pull off probably about 4 feet of this thread to see if maybe it was just a weak spot. Because I don't see anything mechanical wrong with the thread path or the machine. That needle is brand new. I just put it in this morning. And I'm going to back that off about 10 spaces to about where it went kaflooey and see what happens. Hey, Scott. Your mom's holding the cell phone. All right, well, whatever it was, it looks like I fixed it. It might have been just a weak spot in the thread. It might have been some random hiccup. It could have been anything. It could be that the thread doesn't like me and wants to show me up in front of company. Wow, this yellow thread and I are having a morning, aren't we? I wonder if this thread's old. Well, it's not super strong. It's kind of failing the snap test. I will admit that this is a yellow I don't rarely use, so I don't know how old this spool is. Let's see what happens, guys. I guess I could go find another spool of it and open a fresh one. Jackie, the snap test is if you go to pull the string to try and snap it with your bare hands. If you can hear it snap, then it's still good. But if it doesn't snap, let's see if I can find some old nasty thread. No, I can't find some old nasty thread. I was looking for an old one. Pull the thread with both hands, see how fast, if it snaps. Yeah, it needs to snap and not just pull apart. Just wondering if eating chocolate for a diabetic is the same as drinking for everyone else. Intoxicating and a bit dangerous. Drinking's dangerous? When did that happen? I'm kidding, Elizabeth. You know, I had planned while this yellow was going on, because it's such a long segment of stitch, to run to the kitchen and get some noms real quick. But now that it has snapped twice. I don't trust it. Nicole, just one, yes, it's lulling, but when you've got 3, 4, or 5 going, no, it sounds like they've got jackhammers right outside your house. I really want to go to the kitchen and get something to eat, but I don't trust the machine. Because you know how this is. If you stand here and just watch it, everything goes perfect. But the minute you run out of the room for a glass of water, or go to the bathroom, answer the phone, tell whoever's at the door to go away, Jackie, I just had Scott get me a set of speakers for the television in here because I couldn't hear the TV with all the girls running. And he's like, well, then wear noise-canceling headphones. I'm like, then I can't hear the machines. And change in pitch on the machines is when my first signal something's going wrong. Why is Piglet always dirty? Because, the thread is a low-down dirty trick. Yeah, the thread doesn't want me to eat. I think it's in cahoots with my diet. What does Winnie the Pooh tell his agent? Show me the honey. Debbie, the detail on the toilet paper is a face. It's kawaii. It's got a cute little Japanese smiley face. Yeah, Kel, it's a line that didn't go on a diet. I might have to, if I do the 6x10 bag, change the shape of the smiley face and make it a lime with a mask. Because that's kind of hilarious. Again, Kel, where were you when I was designing this stupid thing? He looks cute without the mask, too. But his mouth is just wide open. Hey, Brenda. Yes, he does. All right. I'm going to go get a protein bar. It's no waffle, but... Alright, looks like I gotta get back to work. So, let's go ahead and clip our jumps. So my question is, has Weird Al Yankovic contacted anybody from the NAC yet and asked if he can borrow my Sharona to make my Corona? Just asking. Okay. And we're moving on from this yellow, which hates me, to black. Hopefully the black doesn't hate me. Actually, let's use the new spool of black. Brand new. Just opened it. There we go. don't you hate when you get up and you get dressed in the morning and you check the weather and you see what it's going to be like and you put on like a heavy sweater because it's very definitely sweater weather, and then part of the way through the day the weather decides, nah, that's not what I wanted to do, and now you're wearing a heavy sweater and you're hot and sweaty? Yeah, that's not my favorite thing. Okay, so now I've got some jumps I gotta cut. Not a bunch. So there's this one from left to right, or from right to left. And there's that one. I got, oops. I got this one to come down to the eye, and then eye to the mouth. Arg. I'm trying to stay in frame and not move the camera around too much, but that was a bad angle. And if you are asking me a question right this second, I am watching my hands, so I'm not reading the screen. But I see the dialogue moving. Oh, unibrow. Somebody needs to go get a wax. Come here. All right, so that's all cleared up. Let's see. Layers, silk. All right, back into the machine. And we are on our last design color stop. And it's the white for the mask and some pupils. And away we go. Woo, we're almost done, guys. So let's pop this out and snip our stitches. Isn't he cute? All right, so we need to peel back some tape because we're going to move this zipper to 2 fingers from the end of the bag, right like that. Okay, and we are going to tape our transitions just in case our needle head wants to catch on the transition. And we're going to tape our zipper head down so it doesn't flop around. And we are going to change our color so that it blends well with our vinyl. And we are going to run some position lines. Da-ba-da. Almost done, guys, promise. And there you go. Oh, guess who's not paying attention to what she's doing? That was not the zipper position stitch. That was supposed to be the ollie that goes on the back to hide the stitches. Oi! I told you I woke up stupid. Oh, I really hope that you guys are just a little bit behind me and didn't do that. I'm sorry. I suck. All right, so we're going to put our ollie on the back. And we're just going to put a couple little pieces of tape to hold it in place. I was so anxious, so excited to be almost done. I was not paying attention. Well, we still want it to be in our vinyl color. So that's the good news. You should not, that's going to be outside the tack together, so you should not see my mistake. Hey, Chris. I'm human. I make mistakes too. I get rocking and rolling and forget where I'm at. That's why I should keep this in front of me at all times. It was a little mistake, not a big mistake. It's fixable. Nobody will ever know. As a matter of fact, if this wasn't live, I would go in and edit the video so that that whole little piece right there is not there and everyone will still think that I'm perfect. And I can hear Scott just dying laughing from the living room going, sure, that's it. Okay, now we pop it out of the machine. Now we move our zipper head. Now we tape down our transitions. Now we tape down our zipper head. Now we flip it over and trim some of that ollie away. Am I in screen? No, I'm not in screen. You don't have to trim all 4 sides of your ollie. You can trim the top and a little bit of the 2 sides because the bottom will definitely get trimmed out when we go to trim after we've put the back on. Okay, so now Ollie's on. We need to do the transitions. Okay, so my tape's here, my zipper's open. We're gonna put a slash in our stabilizer to remind, so that we don't forget, and we'll be able to turn this bag. That is way too long of a thread. We're gonna put our hoop back in. Oi! Oi, oi, oi. See what happens when you rush? You forget steps. Bad me. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, there's transition. There's position line 1. We're going to put a stitch down there to transition and make sure that we miss our zipper head. Then position stitch 2. All right, now we are going to do our zipper trick. And I am going to have to do the zipper trick on camera, which is way fun. So I get rid of my jumps. Look how long those jumps are. Woo! Such big boys. Okay, I'm going to peel this piece of tape back. And I'm going to take a pair of scissors. And I am going to snip the ribbon away from the zipper teeth all the way to that stitch line without cutting my vinyl. And then I am going to cut the teeth out, but I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch. I'm not going to cut those teeth all the way to the line. See how I left some out? Now I'm going to lift up my tails and my vinyl. I'm going to take my little seam ripper, and I am going to put a small little tear in the stabilizer so that I can tuck those ribbons back and out of the way. And then I'm going to put my tape right back down. We're going to rotate over and do the exact same thing. We're going to peel back the tape to the stitch line. We are going to cut the teeth off the ribbon all the way to the stitch line, left and right. And everybody's like, why do you do this? Because it makes a much nicer finish. You don't have these raggy ribbons hanging off on the inside of your bag, and you don't have these teeth just jutting everywhere. Remember, you want to cut about 1/4 of an inch from that line. Lift up your teeth, lift up your ribbon and your vinyl. Put a small tear in your stabilizer and tuck tail and run. Put your tape back down. Flip it over. All right. And we're going to cross these tails. Cross, cross, cross. Cross these tails. And we're going to put a small little piece of tape to hold them in place while they stitch down right there. Now, these 2 tails are way too long. It's a tail of 2 tails. There we go. So we're going to snip them off a little bit. We're going to cross them. Come here. Cross. We're going to take a piece of tape. Not that much tape, this much tape. Cross and separate. Put a little piece of tape down. I'm going to flip the hoop over and make sure that's really stuck. All right, this way. We're going to put it in the machine, and we are going to beam stitch tack those 2 tails down, and we're going to stitch us a die line to cut some of our vinyl away so that we can fold back our lobster claw and ribbon assembly. Do not try this at home, folks. I'm a professional. Whee! Oof, I'm hot. Too late. I like to live on the wild side and snip while it's running. Look at you, rebel. All right, pop it out of the machine. Let's trim the jumps we didn't try to trim while this thing was going on. All right, we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna trim. Ooh, got jumps back here too. Of course we do. That's the bobbin jump. All right, we're gonna peel this piece of tape up. We're gonna take our scissors. Ooh, can you see? Nope, you can't see. We're gonna take our scissors and we're gonna cut close to that bean stitch, but not right on top of it. And then we're gonna come over here and we are gonna do the same thing. We're gonna peel the tape up and cut close to that bean stitch, but not on top of it. Get rid of all these little hairs back here so that they're not ugly and jutting into our bag. Now we're going to flip over, and we have a lot to do here. First, we want to take this tape off, and here's my little trick for taking your left and right tapes off. You pull it this way until you hear it pop out of the stitches. Then you turn it around, and you pull it this way, and it'll pull the tape right out from underneath your stitches. So we're going to go... come here. It'd help if I had fingernails. Okay, listen for the pop. There we go. And then we're going to come this way, and we're going to pull it that way. And we're all done. Okay, and now, so this is our little ribbon assembly right there. We are going to cut on the right and left side of it, almost, but not to the stitch line. Then we are going to cut. I can't get a good angle. I gotta stay in camera and contort my body. We're gonna cut all the way across, like so. Yay. Then we're gonna pull this whole assembly in. And the reason I do that is it double tacks it. It's tacked to the stabilizer, but now that we've pulled it back across, it's gonna tack both behind it and in front of it and make it a much more secure attachment so it doesn't pull out during use. All right, ooh, and there's a little jump there. I see you, and I gotcha. All right, so our zipper has a hole in it, so we'll be able to turn. Our lobster claws on the inside, our zipper's open, our ollie fun's attached. It's time to put the back on. So, take your back vinyl and put it pretty side down. And yes, I too have accidentally put my vinyl on the wrong way. And we are going to not put a whole bunch of tape, guys. You don't need a whole bunch of tape. You just need to kind of hold it in place just a little bit while it does its thing, and it's going to run 2 whole bean stitches, offset by about 0.03 millimeters. So they're virtually on top of each other, but not quite. And that just makes the bag a little sturdier so the bottom doesn't rip out. And we are going to put it in the machine, and we are going to press the Go Now button. Go, go, gadget. way up. Like an impatient 3-year-old. I want it to be done now. Woohoo! And we do not stitch number 23. Number 23 is a dead stop. It forces your needle to stay right here because, as you know, on a single needle, when you're done with a pattern, it wants to move to the center. If we let it move to the center, it would catch your zipper head right here and rip the whole thing out of the hoop, which might not be too bad, but it has the potential to damage your machine. It could rip your vinyl. It's just not good. Where are you? No. I am not doing my zipper inserts in my pockets on this one. This is supposed to be a super quick stitch and bitch, and it's already going on like an hour and 15 minutes. It's a Saturday. Mama got things to do today. I got to go to the pharmacy for my mother-in-law. I got, stuff around the house. Granted, we're all, working from home so we can work in our underwear, but the weather's been so unpredictable that working in your underwear can be a chilling experience. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. Cal, thanks for reminding me how very late I'm running. I am sure in the middle of this video when my mom-in-law called, she was calling to see if I was still coming today because I'm late. All right, so we're going to snip the stabilizer off the back of the zipper. This is where you have to go super careful, guys. At least once a week, somebody's like, look at my great bag, except that I cut my zipper right the heck out of it. And we're all like, ooh, yeah, been there, done that. Hate it when it happens. So you need to be super careful when cutting the stabilizer off the back of your zipper. Don't snippy snip your zipper zip. Okay, so we've done that. We're going to pop it out of our hoop, just like so. Now, on this, the good news is we got 4 straight lines, so we can use our roto cutter and ruler to trim out most of this bag. Just don't cut across the middle of the bag and make sure that you miss your stitching. I like to trim to about 1/8 of an inch away, if at all possible. And I don't measure it. I like eyeball it. I make sure it's mostly straight. I make sure it's mostly 1/8 of an inch. It can be a little bit more. It can be a little bit less. This is why I'm not a good cook. I just eyeball things. Who needs measuring cups? Come on. Actually, I'm a very good cook. I'm a horrible baker because that's like way chemistry important stuff. And then we're going to curve these corners. We're going to round these corners. That's a lot of vinyl. We want that corner to poke out. If it's got that much vinyl in there, it's going to be all gnarly looking. Not like gnarly cool dude. What a bitchin' wave. But like gnarled, like, a desiccated old apple you find in the back of the crisper drawer. All right, we did that. Now we're going to stick our fingers in here and go spelunking for tape. I got 1 piece of tape. So I'm missing a set. Ooh, that's bobbin thread that needs to be cut back. I need to find another piece of tape. Where did I leave that tape? Ah, there it is. Ha-ha. There we go. I can't use the rotocutter on that side of the stitch because it will inevitably cut the stitches. All right, we're going to open our zippers all the way. There we go. and we're going to stick a finger down in a corner, pick a corner, any corner, and we're going to try and turn around that finger to minimize the amount of pokey poke we have to do. And then we're going to come over here and we are going to stick our finger in that corner and try to turn around our finger because we want to minimize the amount of pokey poke we have to do. And this one, and this one's turning a lot better than that 4x4 bag where I had to call the Incredible Hulk over here to help. All right, so we do have a little bit of pokey poke, but not a whole bunch. It's not a crisper drawer, it's the rotter. Okay, so we're gonna pokey poke. I'm gonna run my seam line. We're gonna pokey poke. I'm gonna run my seam line. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna pokey poke. We're gonna pokey poke. We're gonna roll our seams to try and train this vinyl. How to train your vinyl? That needs to somebody. Cal, you're in here. Chris, you're in here. Guys, go make a note in the mod room to remind me I need a merit badge, how to train your vinyl. I'm picturing a roll of vinyl with fire coming out of its mouth and big, smog eyes going, I will not bend to your will. Yes, I have a very active imagination. Now we're going to close our zipper zip and we're going to roll that seam, and it's not going to stick, but it will if I stack a whole bunch of books on it. And, sit, stay. Voila, we are done. Oh, happy bag. And there's the original. Okay, guys. I don't know what to tell you. If you've got questions, you can put them on the, this is my handy dandy nifty seam ripper. It is carved acrylic, and the ends turn for the small zipper ripper or seam ripper and turn for the large one. But the really neat thing is when you cap it to protect yourself from stabbing yourself, because that's what I do, both ends are kind of roundy and they're perfect for pokey. There are several, as a matter of fact, one of our STFA members, her husband makes these. So if she sees this, tell her to put a link up so that you can go buy it. All right, there you go. Let's go. I'm going to run errands now. I got to get over to my mom-in-law's so that she doesn't think I've died. Go ahead, post your questions on the video or in the fan group, and I will get to you sometime today, I promise. Love you guys. Peace.